So he says to him, I says, oh, we're recording? Okay, never mind. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I guess welcome back to me. I've been the one that's been absent, but how you boys doing?
Oh,
Good.
peachy. Peachy.
Did you guys miss me?
Of course.
Of course.
Good
Eh.
answer. Bad answer. Bad answer. Well, for those of you who know who we are, and for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, we are the Clashing Conferences Rotating Members Edition. Specifically talking about college lately, but that's what we're doing. So, hello, welcome back. Glad I'm back. I'm your host, Matt, here with these handsome gentlemen who all have names that end in Y. Why, I don't know. Boys, we're going to switch it up a little bit today, so let's see who's been paying attention and doing their homework. Patty. Patty, are you
Yes,
there?
my friend.
There he is. Patty, what do we like to go by or be known as?
I believe, not to quote the words of Tony P, but we are a sports fan network, I believe. We're looking
That
for
is
it.
correct. Although Tony probably had the funniest clip of all time watching that. But that is right. We are a Sports Fan Network. Ooh, let's see. Two-way Tony or Cody? Who's feeling froggy? Let's go with Cody. Cody.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Who sponsors us?
Hair studio.
Oh, Sparrow.
Sparrow Hair Studio.
There we go. All right. You made up for it. And who should we be going to see for a haircut if we go to Sparrow Hair
The
Studio?
lovely Lynn.
Lean.
Lean. Sorry. Lovely Lean.
Cody.
Sorry.
Cody. You're going to need to chat GPT this homework.
Look, I'm from
Mm-mm.
Kentucky. It all sounds the same. You know what I mean? Lean land. Yeah, it's all there. All right. I got the first letter right.
And last but not least, Anthony, tell me, what are your thoughts on UTEP? What are your thoughts on that college?
Um, I have no idea. I played them in NCAA football 25. They're one of my road to glory teams. Took them all the way. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's it. I know nothing else about them except they're the minors. But that's it.
They are the Miners. I thought Patty was going to jump in and be like, hold on, boys. I have something to say about
I
UTEP.
have no nice words to say about UTEP that can be said on this pod.
Well, thank you for not taking the bait. Yes, all right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you guys want to kick it off? Who's coming in hot today? What do you want to talk about? There's a lot going on in college. I do know that. So,
What about the elephant in the room? I think it's on everybody's mind.
which is?
Belichick.
Belichick.
Yep.
I'm not. You guys go first. I'm a UNC guy, so I'll let you guys go first. But
He's a
Cody,
UNC guy, too.
oh, I mean, I am excited for many reasons, but there is a big con. He's a great coach. He's going to get these players in shape. I'm expecting to be like a Saban, where he's going to be an absolute piece of crap to him. He's going to yell at him every time there's a simple little mistake. First team, third team, it doesn't matter. But he's never recruited. He's an NFL coach. He coached the Browns and the Patriots, and he did no recruiting. He drafted Tom Brady. Like, he did scouting. That's different than recruiting.
mm-hmm.
The only recruiting he's done is with his new girlfriend. Maybe she can help mix into that, but I'm not sure if there's any other help. But I'm feeling good, though. I mean, we play, UConn. Shout out Mike Randler. We're going to beat him. Even though our entire team is transferring now because of Belichick. So that's
In a
fine.
bad way or a good way? They're all getting off the squad?
They all transferred, and then he just signed. So we're going to see if they come back.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard, did he give them like a 200-page, like, I guess, document of some
Manifesto.
sort?
Manifesto.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it said like his son had to be the next coach afterwards. It was like a
Oh, I
bunch,
heard about that. Yeah.
but the son after him, the son being the coach after him, that one I was just like, what? But
Yeah, that
yeah,
makes zero sense.
that's what I heard.
See, to
He's not
me,
even on our coaching
to
staff.
me, like Anthony's talking about the con. The con to me is you fired Mac Brown, who was the oldest coach in Division One football, to hire the oldest coach in Division One football
Mm-hmm.
in Bill Belichick. Like
Mm-hmm.
We're
that's the
really
con
great
to
with the
me.
old guys, okay?
Like
The old
I love
guys is what we
Belichick.
brought.
Like he's a phenomenal coach, but they were like, you know what? We really needed to rejuvenate some life into this program. 73-year-old, you're up, buddy.
Right
Like
on life support.
Hey,
So
it sounds
how long
great
do you
to me.
think it'll how long do you think it'll take for a championship? Or at least
Mm,
the playoffs or,
He'll
into
make the
contention.
playoffs.
Brother, we have to win like 10 games. That'd be crazy for us.
All you gotta do is win the division
Do you
or the
think you could do
conference.
it the
yeah,
Sorry, the
first year?
conference.
but
Conference.
A
but
little harder
no,
when you have
no.
SMU. While you have SMU in there too.
I think if they win 6 games and go bowl eligible in his first year, that's a huge win. Like
Well,
that
we're
would be
bowl
a
eligible this year.
huge win being
We're
bowl
six and
eligible.
six. That's not a win. That's the problem.
But I'm saying for him in his first year in college, I think that would be a huge win to be bowl eligible.
I was
What
kind of
about it?
talking, and what
Yeah.
if some of these recruits that's already committed to some of these schools, like these high top recruits. I wonder if they decommit and commit to Bill Belichick. Will they? What do you think?
Maybe, but again, you're talking about an ACC that Miami's going to reload and recruit. Clemson's going to reload. They don't really recruit, but they keep guys better than any program in college football because of Dabo. And then you're also talking about SMU that's going to bring Kevin Jennings back next year after going to a playoff. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but then you throw in like some of these wild cards. Like, you got to think that Florida State, who's been an absolute mess over the last 12 games doesn't somewhat gets back to relevancy, and the ACC in itself is just a tough conference to play in. I would be shell shocked if they won the ACC next year.
Well, can I
Like
ask you guys this? Because this is something that I don't think people are considering. So, college opening up the doors for NIL and money. Belichick's probably one of the only coaches that knows how to spend other people's money to get guys to come play for him. Do you think that's going to help or hurt?
Let's go help. We got a lot of money. Jordan endorses us. We can throw around money
Mm-hmm.
like it's a tissue. Like we can blow our nose into it. Nobody will care.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Let's
we
kind of
definitely can. And Belichick loves to spend his money. So I mean, there you go. He's
obviously look
gonna
at his
go build us
girlfriend.
a team, and that one too.
Yeah. Look at his girlfriend. Do you think he gets Tom Brady to come and help with the quarterback type deal? Do you think there's special
Hey,
appearances by Brady?
Tom Brady technically has a year left of eligibility in college.
That would
Oh
be
my God,
nuts.
that
Could you
would.
imagine?
Tom Brady, our quarterback is transferring, and the other one just tore his ACL. So we'll see.
Ooh, that'd be good clickbait. You heard it here, folks. First, Clashing Conferences. Tom Brady is playing at UNC next year. Book it. That's happening. Two-way
Put the
Tony
bets
said
in.
it, and I endorse this message. So yes, that is happening now.
Yeah. Well, Belichick actually should do good in his first season because our quarterback for next year is going to be what is it, Max Johnson, and he's not a runner. He is white. He sits in the pocket, and he is just going to find. He's a pocket passer. So I mean, Belichick's used to Brady, so I think it'd be hopefully the same thing. Not saying Max Johnson is anywhere close to anything to him, but I think it could be close to the same because our offense has been so bad these past few years, and I think this could kickstart it and hopefully get it going maybe for the
The
future.
pl- the play calling definitely could benefit that dude if he's a pocket passer with all the
I definitely think
Belichick kind
so.
of plays. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
I agree.
also really old. I think he's
Mhm.
like older than 20. I think maybe like 22 or something.
older than
Bella?
72.
I was about to say
No,
Belichick or the quarterback. It's okay
I
though,
think
you
his
know.
schemes might help. I think it might throwing NFL schemes at college players. I think that's definitely going to benefit him in that
Yep.
regard. But
yeah,
I don't know.
He said he's going to turn it into an NFL program. So we'll see if he can do it.
whatever the heck that means.
Like nutrition, fitness, everything from top to bottom. Like he's going to run it like he ran Patriots, is what he said on Pat
They
McAfee.
got school. You got to throw school into that. Come on, it's
Not with Bill
finals week.
Belichick.
Get on the program. It's finals week. Did you study?
Me?
Yeah, it's finals week. Come on.
Come on. Do you
Good for
really think I
you.
study? Dude, I look up the answers on the Google. You know what I mean? And then I write them on the bottom of my shoe, and then I go to class.
Interesting way to get caught. I like it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll say this, being from Massachusetts, so I'm not kidding when I say this. I can almost predict what the radio will be talking about. So before I turned on the radio today, I said, Bill Belichick, and I turned on the radio, and the first 4 words out of the guy's mouth was Bill Belichick. So I was like, oh, here we go. Let's listen to this. But I can tell you this definitively. You take Tom Brady out of Belichick's career, he won a couple Super Bowls in the 80s as a coordinator. So I've seen everything. I'm not a Pats fan, but I watched intently. So to watch them, they weren't anything when they had Bledsoe. Brady comes in, saves the day. Brady leaves, wins the Super Bowl. Belichick turns them into a floundering bunch of losers and then jumps overboard and leaves, and now it's a burning ship.
Yeah, but
So,
that's Belichick the GM, not Belichick the head coach, in my opinion. That's why I think that NFL teams didn't want. I think part of the reason he took this job is because no NFL team was willing to bargain their future on Bill Belichick the GM. But
yes, and that's my point. That's what I mean. Whereas everybody labels him as such a genius, but like you just said, you would not even give him the reins. The
I
greatest
would
coach
give
of
him a
all
head
time, but you
coaching
wouldn't give
job
him
in
the
a
reins.
second, but I'm not. But he wants a head coaching job that has GM responsibilities attached to it.
Correct. He wanted
I
full
can see
power, and I
that.
know that's what he got. You
Which is
know,
what he gets in the college game is he gets full power of who he recruits, who he plays, who transfers in, who transfers out. He gets the full control now, which is what he wanted, and I don't think any NFL team was willing to do that. I
no.
think there was NFL teams like the Cowboys or other teams that would have been willing to offer him a head coaching job
Yep.
without the ability to be a GM.
Yep.
But he didn't want that at this stage in his career. He wants complete control, and it is what it is, you
Yep.
know?
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
My only thing, Matt, for you is when he left, I mean, there was nobody else in that quarterback room. They didn't have enough of a draft pick to draft anybody. That would be an insane pick because they were always in the Super Bowl. So they always had
Mm-hmm.
the
I will
30th
say they
pick.
did win. Didn't they win 11 games with Mac Jones?
They did.
No.
Or no, they
No.
did. They won a lot of
No.
games. He made a Pro Bowl, though. Not
They
11.
went to the playoffs. They were what 9-8 when they changed
No,
it to
I
17.
swore they won 10 games that year. I could be wrong though.
This will be the part where Steve's going to put the stat right up here in a little thought bubble. Mac Jones went 9-8, made the playoffs, went to Buffalo, got shellacked by about 40 something points.
Okay,
That's the extent of his career for
he
the
had
playoffs.
one. He had one good season of a Mac Jones, and then he had
Mm-hmm.
Cam Newton and Bailey Zappi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That I mean, what is he supposed to do?
With me, you, and Cody running wide receiver routes for those three
I mean,
quarterbacks.
But
for
that's what I
real.
mean. He had full control, and that's what he did with his full control. Players came to New England for Brady because they knew that he could give them a Super Bowl. They took discounts to come to New England because Brady took the discounts. When that all went away, look at what he was left with. You're right. He was out there with Hobo Jones and the Milkman
Oh,
trying to throw to him, right? But you guys were taking bum offensive linemen with Lamar Jackson 1 pick away at the end of the first round. So again,
That is
I don't
true.
know.
But yeah, I mean,
But
Brady
if he
didn't
wins in
really.
college, that's an ultimate flex. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, a ring in college and NFL would be just insane.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
does he do this to show the NFL he still has it and then give it 2 years and he goes right back to the NFL?
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
could be fun. A
Yep.
lot of NIL in that. I like that.
Yep.
I'm a little sad though because I feel like the NFL has just kind of been trash lately, and there's a lot of bad teams. And I feel like no matter what team he went to, it would have added a little more flair.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
That look pizzazz.
Yeah.
Kind of wish he went to the Jets.
To where?
To Jets.
Oh, that would have
Imagine
been funny.
Aaron Rodgers and Bill Belichick.
yeah, but have you ever seen the clip of him during the Parcells documentary? And they walk by and he just goes, "Oh, not the Jets locker room," and then he
Well,
just like refuses to go in there. Like
because
he just
everyone hates
absolutely
the
refuses
Jets.
to go in.
Well, because the Jets are horrible.
Well, maybe you're a little too
Ow.
young to remember, but Bill Belichick was the head coach of the Jets for a day.
He left them at the altar. Ooh.
Yeah, because
So
they suck.
technically, it wasn't really on him. It was more on Parcells than it was on Belichick. But
Mm-hmm.
still, there's no good blood there anymore.
Nope. All right, let's stop talking about this 72-year-old antique. Talk to me, boys, because I know you were getting all hot and bothered about the college playoff, and it sounds like there's been a whole bunch of scuttlebutt. So fill me in.
I'm glad Bama
A
didn't
lot of,
make it.
I got to pull it up to look at it again. But yeah, Bama
I
did
can't
not make
believe
it.
that Bama didn't make it. I mean, like in a good way. Like I'm happy that the committee left them out,
Yep.
but I can't believe that they were left out. Like it was
Yeah,
pretty shocking to me.
Yeah. And
I
I thought
think
the only
I think
reason they were going to get in is because of Bama, like the name. I was like, if they get in, that's the only way they're getting in is because the
Yep.
name.
Yep.
I think this is showing how flawed this playoff bracket actually kind of is. The
Oh,
fact
I
that we have,
disagree.
oh, I mean, no, I love that it's 12 teams. I love that. I want that. But the way they set it up, the fact
It's
that
horrible.
Boise State is a 3 seed is insane.
Well,
Um,
I
And then
think that the crazy part of the setup for me is that really the team that like I look at the bracket, I'm like, wow, they kind of got screwed. Is Oregon?
yes,
Like
that's what I was
yeah,
about to say. Yep.
they
Oregon
have
has
the
to play
hardest road.
Texas. Oregon has to play
Yeah,
Texas in the second round if they win. Like that's crazy.
Or
yeah.
Tennessee, or I mean, it's right. They have to play Tennessee if Tennessee wins, right? It's
It's
Yeah.
right.
it's Tennessee,
Yeah.
Ohio State,
Tennessee,
right?
Ohio State, or Texas. Yeah.
I thought it
Right.
was Ohio State.
When does this playoff begin? Because I know
That
they
a week from this
expanded it.
Saturday. So after we are done talking, it'll be 8 days from when this pod drops.
And they're doing
So
12 teams.
actually, Notre Dame, Indiana is Friday night, so it'll be 7 days after the pod drops. Notre Dame, Indiana is Friday night. 3 games Saturday to Sunday, I think.
So who we thinking wins it? What we got here? Anybody put any kind of bet on who's going to win it?
I mean, I put a bet on Notre Dame simply out of fandom, but
Well, yeah, absolutely. I
Dang,
would have did the same.
love that.
if I'm picking a national championship, I'll take Oregon.
You think
I
Oregon
think
will do
they're
it?
I I think they're the total package. I think that they play better defense than most people think that they do, and their offense is obviously a juggernaut. You know, the team that's the most quote unquote interesting to me is Texas because if their offense is firing, they have a top like that Texas Georgia game obviously was quote unquote rocky. That
Oh,
Texas Yes, Cody, my dog's name is Rocky
Oh,
Balboa.
we are coming back to that. Keep going.
So, that Texas Georgia game obviously was boring football, but two juggernaut SEC defenses like that to me makes Texas interesting if they can put up the points that they know they can. Like if Texas is down early in a game, are we going to see Arch early? I don't know. I heard a report today that Ewers is like 70-30 transfer portal over going to the NFL draft this year as of this morning.
really?
Wow,
So we will see. Like
that'd be
Is
fun.
Georgia's quarterback out for the playoffs?
at least for game one, they said.
Yep,
Or not game one, they have a bye. So because they won the
game
SEC.
2,
So if
right?
he could be healthy for quote unquote the first round, but it's not this round.
Ah, and I because what I heard was he was going to be out for whatever, and then I heard a lot of people saying that, well, how is that fair? Whenever you look at last year when they did it to who'd they do it to after their
Florida
quarterback?
State.
Yeah, but you can't live in the past.
Well,
But
then Florida State went and got beat by 60 points in a bowl game. Like
yeah,
they didn't do themselves,
exactly.
and then came out and lost to Georgia Tech and two other lower level ACC teams. I mean, Georgia Tech actually like I should give them more credit. They took Georgia to 8 OTs.
Georgia Tech
They
actually looks
like
really good.
they had a
They
great
deserve their
year. Like,
flowers.
but like Florida State, what a bad program they were this year. I mean, things are definitely interesting. I think that SMU getting in is great. I'm happy that they're going to get watched on the national level. Um, I think that whoever gets to play Clemson in the second round gets the nicest path to the semifinal because I mean I love Dabo in a big game. I just don't really trust Cade Klubnik. Like if I'm ranking the 12 starting quarterbacks, he's not very high for me. He's probably 10, 11, 12. Just thinking off the top of my head and I want again we talked about this with basketball. Like when you go deep in runs, I want coaching and I want quarterback play. And that is to me where Clemson obviously has great coaching, but I don't love the quarterback play. And that to me is why I like Oregon because I think that Dan Lanning is a top 3, 4 coach in the country right now. And if Travis Hunter and and I love these two, like Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty, what great guys to see play college football. But if they didn't exist, this was Dylan Gabriel had a Heisman year of Heisman years, and he's getting overlooked because we have our first 2A player in 20 years and a guy that rushed for 2,000 yards. Two
Yep.
extremely special seasons. This would be like such a shoe in for Dylan Gabriel to win the Heisman, and obviously he's not going to because of the other two. But I'll take Oregon just simply off that.
Speaking of the Heisman, who you think could get? You think Hunter over Genty? You think it'll
Genty,
happen?
I
Genty.
think it should
I'm
be
going Genty.
Genty, but I think it's hard to ignore the ability of someone to play both sides of the ball. And that is going to be what the committee comes down to because so it's hard because when you're comparing Genty to like Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, some of these running backs that have won, Trent Richardson that have won Heisman's in the past, he blows their stats out of the water. But
Absolutely.
then you're looking at kind of a unicorn in Travis Hunter of like, okay, who's the last player to have done this? Charles Woodson, Desmond Howard, but they weren't
Mhm.
even really offensive players. They were more special teams guys with defense. So have we really? That's what I think the committee is going to have to come down to is we've never seen this. Do you value that, or do you value the first like a historic rushing season? But we'll
Uh,
see.
Speaking of two-way Tony, I have a question for you.
Hold on, I got something to ask Patty real quick. 1 second. 1 second. Patty, if Hunter wins the Heisman, how is Taysom Hill not MVP of the NFL every season then?
Mm-hmm.
I
He throws
don't.
touchdowns, he rushes touchdowns, he receives touchdowns, he blocks punts, and he does literally everything except kick the ball on special teams.
So
And
I
he
think
tore his ACL.
I think what that comes down to for me is like, and again, I'm a big Taysom Hill supporter, so I'm not going to say no to your point. I think what it comes down to is I think the NFL should move towards the baseball model of where they have an MVP and they have an offensive player of the year. Or baseball should move towards that model, like where they have an MVP and an offensive player of the year. So like in the NFL, like to me, if college football did it right, Travis Hunter's probably the Heisman, but Ashton Junty's the offensive player of the year.
I like
Yeah.
So
that.
that's
Mhm.
not to say Jonty isn't Heisman worthy, but it's kind of like in the NFL how like the MVP has turned into a quarterback specific award.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't, but that's what it is. Like last year when McCaffrey almost had or Tyreek had like 1,800 or 1,900 receiving yards, whatever it was, like you could make a case that Tyreek was more valuable to his team than Lamar was to the Ravens. But that's it all comes down to what do you view the word valuable is. I used to say this all the time when watching basketball. To me, like LeBron James could have won MVP for 15 years for how valuable he was to the Cavs or to the Heat, but for some reason the word valuable gets thrown around. It's in the award name, but it's not always what they consider when giving the award.
I think it's whoever has the most hype or the most viral. I think that helps. If you're viral or you know what I'm saying, if you're blowing up on social media, I think that helps your case nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they look at the play. They look at the play, but at the end, if it's a tie, it's like, okay, who's more viral? Who's going to get us more looks?
But I hate
Yep.
that.
Yep.
All right, Matt, what was your two-way Tony question? Let's circle
Yeah, what
back.
was your question?
Man, you already know what that question was. Don't act like you don't. What
What?
time is it?
Is it Mad
Dang, you
Libs?
take. Yeah,
Is that?
I
I
would
don't know.
love to take 1 week off and everybody forgets about you. Good
I don't know.
gravy. You were right. It is time for Matt Lib, man. You've been
Okay.
studying too much for your finals. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All
I
right.
got
I know
one more
Tony was
coming.
yelling at everybody last week, but all right. Content manager, if you're still awake, by all means, please cue the music. Oh, this one. That's gonna come back and haunt somebody. No. They're quick. They're quick. Easy one goes bye. Before we jump into Matt Libs, I actually forgot Cody. You got
Yeah.
something you want to talk about? We have another charity event that we'd like to put our name behind. So by all means, sir, go ahead.
Yep. It is a thrift store. where I'm from, which is Shepherdsville, Kentucky. It is ran by a Mark 12 ministry. They do a whole lot of good in my community, uh, as a ex-addict, they help addicts a whole ton. They get them the help they need if they need to get into a rehab, if they need clothes or a place to stay. They have all those resources for them, and they can point them in the right direction however they need it. Like if the family's going through a hard time, they don't ask questions. You come up there, you get vouchers. They help clothe whatever you need, they got you. And if anybody is watching this around me, go check them out. It's very, very nice. How would I say it? Very nice staff there. It's like they've known you your whole life when you walk in. And you can get some vintage UAK clothes, but don't buy a lot because that's where I get mine. So then we might have
I don't,
beef.
Cody. I don't want to dox you, but where, like, in the general location where are you located in Kentucky, so people can find this place easier?
I am about, we'll go 15, 20 minutes from Loserville.
I guess that's Louisville.
That's it.
All right. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Go ahead and
I
get
wish
fired up.
Massachusetts had more cities that hated each other. That would be fun.
Oh, I hate them up there. I don't even. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna do it
Well,
again. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Nope.
well, the place you're talking about, Cody, sounds like a great place. So yes, if you're in need and you're in the area, by all means, I think people should go there. Um,
Absolutely.
you know, I feel like I've been mean to Tony tonight the way that Tony's mean to Tony. So I'm going to circle back to Tony. Tony, I'm going to ask you a question that I'm actually curious to hear your answer. You ready?
Sure.
All right. What do you hope Santa brings you this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I'm hoping for more Redskins jerseys. How about that? None in
Okay.
particular, none that are current, because anytime I get a current player, they all either get hurt or have allegations come out about them. Um, I got a Darius Geis jersey for Christmas. February came out that he assaulted somebody at LSU, and he was then cut. It's still in the packaging if anybody wants it.
Assaulted a woman.
Yes,
I think you should wear it next week.
I think you're
don't
like a
have it
Madden
here.
curse. It's like
Yeah, so any old players, but really just more jerseys because I need more. I mean, I have this one though, the UNC hockey jersey. But
Ooh. Yeah, you probably have a good line on UNC merch, huh?
yeah, I have all the stuff that's my dad's. Too bad that he's 2 sizes bigger than me, so can't really fit in any of the stuff. This only
shots
fits because it's a
fired.
hockey jersey.
What size is your father?
That is undisclosed.
Ah, well, we're gonna have to talk off camera because, listen, your dad can be my Santa and give me stuff. That's fine. Shout out to Paul, by the way. We'll circle back. I got to give a shout out to your dad and some other people. We will circle back to that. Actually, I'm gonna write that down. Anywho, Patty.
Yes, Matthew.
All right, I know we've been starting a lot of beefs, right? We got beef with Julius Randle, we got beef with Rudy Rudebaker, we got beef all over the city. But we are a sports podcast, and I know that you are a coach, and I coached for, well over a decade. So, genuine question, what is one of your favorite moments as a football coach?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think one of my favorite moments as a football coach was we were playing a couple years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago at this point. I was at another school, and they hadn't beat this team in over 30 years, and we lost a couple games early in the season that we shouldn't have lost. Like, we should have taken care of our business, and we didn't. So we get to this game, and spirits are kind of mixed, and I told the guys that if we won, that they could shave my head on the 50-yard line after the game. And, lo and behold, I got the Gatorade bucket dumped on me. We beat them like 32-14.
Oof.
And I had to go
Dang.
to the barbers. I had to go to the barbers the next morning to get cleaned up. But I have a lot of fond memories coaching, but that's one that really sticks out to me for sure.
Yeah, that sounds
Awesome.
That's
pretty
cool.
awesome.
That's cool.
Yep. Cody,
Save the best for
you have
last. What up?
you have two, sir. First
Okay,
one, did you watch any of the Rocky movies?
I did.
Okay, I'm
You're
ready.
not gonna like this answer. None of y'all is gonna
Okay,
like this answer.
okay.
Okay, so
You
I
stopped
watched the
after you.
first. Yeah, I stopped after. Well, I got halfway through second, but it just does not keep my attention. There's some in the first. you know, uh, Adrian. I get the main quote. You know what I mean? But it definitely did not. It did not keep my interest.
Wow.
Sorry.
We're starting beef with friggin' fictional characters at this point. Wowzers, Penny. Wowzers. Okay, we will talk off air.
Yeah, I bet
Okay.
Also,
you find British documentaries interesting, don't you, Cody?
how did
I like,
You communist.
I watch
you?
wildlife documentaries. Okay. That's
Yeah. Okay. All right,
Cody's like,
Thunder Lips.
Cody's like,
Follow up
oh,
question.
Cody's like, oh, this Rocky's boring, and then he flips the channel. It's like the wild mallard raises off into the distance and flies away for migration for the winter.
it's almost like he was here.
Mm.
That's exactly that's
hmm Wow. Oh my.
oh god.
A lot of crazy answers tonight. Cody, other question because I figured out from watching the documentary. Now you got me saying it, Patty. Documentary of wrestlers. You live right near OVW and all that, dude. So my question to you is, are you taking me and are we dressing up?
I'm down anytime. I've never got to go to one yet because the group of people that I've hung out with my whole life, they're not really like huge wrestling fans. I would love to go to one. Would love. I
Yup.
mean, every night before bed, I bought Peacock Premium so I could have every episode of wrestling. I put on about from 88 to about 2001 wrestling every night. That is what I go to bed to, is old school wrestling.
We are kindred spirits. Wow.
But I
Oh my
guess the
goodness.
question to you is, if we do dress up, what are we going as?
I- I'm going to tell you right now because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but since I like to get on the internet and talk a lot, but I'm dressing up like Hollywood Haley J because she is the hottest chick in the wrestling business and she's very unique. And if we dress up like that, everybody's going to laugh and pay attention to us. So that is my answer.
What question? Question to that. I'm not going to wear any booty shorts. I just want to throw that out there before we go. Okay. No
You
crop
know,
tops.
no, she's listen. All I'm saying is we'll be dressed up. We'll have a lot of accoutrement on and whatnot, but yeah, we'll be good.
All right. If that don't work out, it's Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. We go as Hulk Hogan and Macho Man.
Fair.
I vote
All
that
right.
one.
Deal. Deal.
Yeah. Who's macho though?
I'll let you pick. Which one you want?
Oh, dude, I'm macho.
Oh, boom, boom, boom. Dropped it. Okay. Well, if you're macho,
Ooh.
I'm going to go Hollywood Hulk Hogan then. I'm going to go, yeah,
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
NWO Hulk Hogan.
Oh, this is happening. Okay. All right. Boys, I'm getting too excited. I feel like if we keep going at the rate we're going, Steve's going to probably kill us. So,
And, oh,
any
hey,
parting thoughts?
Kentucky plays Louisville this weekend, and we are going to absolutely dominate Loserville. Okay, there's not a chance in HE double hockey sticks that Louisville will come close to anything we have. All right, they suck. The city sucks. It's horrible. I hate it with a passion. I hate the fans.
Keep it going.
Everything. I hate.
What?
I hate the color.
What?
I hate the coach.
What?
I hate the smell of your city.
What?
I could go on
Four
for
beers,
days.
five beers.
And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold Cody Gentry said so.
Go Cats. Loserville. Better luck next year, buddy. Okay, little
Uh,
brother.
Patty, Anthony, before we go, any closing remarks?
I think we're gonna do a little college football preview next week. So hopefully, tune in and come join the network. We're active on X, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all the socials. I'm not sure if we have MySpace anymore, but we can check that out if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
My
You
producer
guys are
is
in my
saying
top 5.
no to MySpace, but yes, possibly to a future Cody on OnlyFans is what I'm hearing. Possibly.
There's a lot happening. Tony, Anthony.
I'm good. I'm just trying to get through finals. I had one yesterday, and my next one is not until Monday. So
Okay.
I just have to sit here and wait, and then I get to leave. But looking forward to the holidays.
Well,
Which one's Monday?
good luck, sir.
I got an anthropology exam.
Well, I'm going to go ahead
I
and say I
failed
don't
that
even know what
class.
that is. So,
Bang. It's
C's
human
get
adaptation.
degrees. C's get
what?
degrees. Good luck, dude.
Human adaptation.
Like a
Evolution. Human adaptation. It's like evolution of humans.
Nice.
okay, yeah,
Well, yeah.
sure. I don't. Yep, we definitely didn't learn about that here. I can promise you that,
You learn
guaranteed.
a lot. Man, if we write down all the subjects and stuff we talked about in this episode, you're gonna learn something tonight. I can tell you that. With that said, if Steve hasn't already cut off the recording, because I don't know what's going on my screen, we are a sports fan network, clashing conferences, and by the way, this is the reason why you should join, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you real quick. Someone threw a surprise party for me this past weekend. Then they're like, hey, check this out. Somebody's calling you. I get on, I got like 8 or 9 of the guys from the podcast on a FaceTime to say happy birthday to me. And I had guys texting me afterwards saying, hey, I tried to jump on, I couldn't, whatever. The moral of the story is that nobody needed to do that. Like, Anthony, your father did not need to do that. They did not need to go out of their way for me, and yet they did. So again, I appreciate that, but that only happened because I was part of the clan. We want you guys here. We want you to come and join us. 13 people, 7 states. Like, we're expanding by the day, but it's because of this, because we stick together and we're family. So again, if you're looking for something like that and you want to talk about sports, dude, come see us. We're waiting. We're here. Clashing conferences. Like, yeah. So again, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. And I know Patty, you were on there. I mean, it was mayhem. So again, thank you.
It was awesome.
But don't join unless if you're a Loserville fan. Just throwing that back out there too.
I think somebody from Louisville should, and I will put him on with you. That'd be great.
Oh, they will get ate alive.
Eaten alive.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Ate, tomato, tomato. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of
Documentary.
this. I'm gonna let y'all rag on me 13 or 14 more times, and I'm out of here. All right.
Listen, it's that time before Steve kills us through a camera. So, ladies and gentlemen, good night. I hope you learned something. Clashing conferences. Oh, we took the batteries out. All right. So,
Go
yeah, I
Cats.
guess we're done. Oh, wait a minute. I'm literally going to give you the play-by-play on how you would participate in this podcast in less than 15 seconds. Here we go. You download an app. Our content producer, content manager sends you a link. You hit the link. You record, and usually within 30 seconds, unless you have COVID internet, you're done. That's it. You do nothing else. Steve does all the work. He stays up late at night. He does the editing. App, click it, hang up. The end. So,
That's
again,
it.
I understand people don't want to take on any more work than they need to. You're not. So just keep
There
that
is
in
no
mind.
work. This is fun
Mhm.
time.
Yes.
Sometimes a little bit of extra
Fun
work,
time.
maybe if you want to be the host. But if
Big
you just
facts.
want to be a team rep, come in here and talk about your team as easily as you talk about it with any one of your friends or rivals.